International condemnation is pouring in for Israel's latest strike on the Al Ali Arab Hospital, the last fully functional hospital in Gaza. Calls of genocide are ringing across social media. Well, TBN Israel's Mati Shoshani is here to expose the truth. So, Mati, even for folks who are pro-Israel, seeing a hospital bombed is a hard pill to swallow. So why did this happen?
Well, first of all, I agree. I mean, bombing a hospital seems and looks problematic, and it looks violent, and it looks unnecessary until you realize what the facts on the ground are in the Gaza Strip. And the facts have been from day one of this war. And by the way, day one of our entire lives, both you and me, Hamas has been using and is using the hospitals to store weapons, to hide terrorists, even to hide hostages during this war. This bombing is no different than others before it. The IDF adheres to a very, very, very strict code of how they engage with hospitals or any facility that harbors a lot of civilians in it. One, they warn people in advance. Two, believe me when I say this, I don't know if this is a fact for this hospital. I can tell you it's happened many, many times before. They warn the heads of the hospitals by phone call to their cell phones, sir, Mr. whatever it is who's the head of the hospital, get Hamas out of your hospital. You have 500, 1,000, 2,000 terrorists hiding in your basement, or in some cases, like previous hospitals in the Gaza Strip, dozens of tunnels underneath the hospital. This is no different than that. The IDF, by the way, has been very, very open about why they bombed the hospital. It wasn't a mistake. The hospital was harboring Hamas terrorists within it, and they were in great numbers hiding in the hospital. This is the way to get them out. They had a choice. They could have left the hospital, and the hospital wouldn't have been bombed. So I think it's very important to remind people that the IDF doesn't bomb hospitals for the sake of bombing hospitals. They're trying to eliminate terrorists who kidnapped Israeli civilians, started a war against a country that did nothing to them, and have been doing so for over a year at this point.
So a lot of people are saying a lot of things online, as I'm sure you can imagine. So one of the things that I'm seeing is that this hospital was run by the Anglican Church, and some people online have suggested that this happened on Palm Sunday intentionally. How would you respond to that?
No, it's absolutely coincidental. I don't think there's any connection whatsoever to the fact that it's church run. There have been hospitals that were run by many different organizations. Hamas was hiding within a hospital run by Christians. It wasn't the IDF that was targeting a Christian target. It was Hamas who were hiding behind Christian or international organizations that were trying to bring aid to the people of Gaza. And I think that's what's important to remember. They had a choice. They could have chosen to not hide in the hospital, and they could have done this countless other times. Not hide hostages, not hide weapons, not hide tunnels, not hide brigades of terrorists within the hospital, and then the hospitals would still be standing in the Gaza Strip. And yet, time and time again, Hamas goes the cowardly route. They hide in kindergartens. They hide underneath and inside schools. They hide behind women, behind children, within hospitals, and they do it every single time. At least you can give it to them. They're consistent in what they do.
I was looking at some people's posts and they were saying genocide this, genocide that. But then I clicked on the articles that they were posting about. And the first line of the article was said basically, Israel told everyone to leave. And which got me as an outsider to think, well, if Israel's committing a genocide, they're doing a horrible job of it, telling everyone to get out before this happens. But that word just keeps coming back and back and back. And as someone who's a company commander in the IDF, I'm sure you're proud of your unit and your country. When you hear this international accusation of genocide, how do you process it?
So one, I'll say that every civilian and innocent citizen that is killed is a tragedy. Everyone, both Palestinian and Jewish, and human life is a human life. I'll start with that. And secondly, I'll say is that the term genocide is thrown very, very loosely when it comes to Israel, and very sparingly when it comes to almost any other country in the world. And I'll make a point of this. Israel, in this conflict with the Gaza Strip, one, it's beat the odds when it comes to casualties on the civilian side and the ratio of combatants versus civilians. And two, it's done the same with also military casualties. And the easiest way to find that is even if you believe Hamas, and they really falsify documents on a regular basis, but even if you follow their numbers, it's very clear that the majority of people that were killed in the Gaza Strip since the beginning of this war were fighting age males, not women, not children. Women and children were killed at a very small proportionate ratio to the ratio in society. A vast majority of the people that were killed were males within the fighting age. So let's say between 16, 17 to 40. So that gives you the whole picture. It's not a genocide. The people that are killed are terrorists who are coming to kill Israelis. It's a very simple equation. And when you see that, I think it really pulls the sting out of this statement of genocide. And let's be honest, we've been fighting a war for, what's it been, 16 months at this point? 16 months within a densely populated area. And in that time, we've been using the Air Force, artillery, tanks, and there have been people killed. But if you look at any other conflict in history that engaged in such a densely populated area, the death toll would have been multiple times higher, at least 4 or 5 times higher, if not more than that.
Well, Mati, you're a good friend, and I know you have family over for Passover, and I want to let you get back to them. But thank you for coming on and
Thank you, Raj.
giving your perspective, my brother.
And happy Passover to you and everyone watching.
As to you, my friend. God bless.